Hi, my name is Mark and you're on a 5-minute AI channel. Today we're going to talk about how to use JSON schema to generate stable results in OpenAI. I think many of us has this problem that sometimes you need to return data from AI with a special schema and you don't want to read some text. So for these purposes, OpenAI created this method that names JSON schema that you can specify to get structured output. So before we get started, please click like and subscribe on our channel. We have a lot of interesting content about AI and NA10. So let's get started. As you can see, this is a typical JSON schema where we specify everything that we need. But before we jump into that, we need to go to OpenAI website to understand how it actually works. So here you can get the detailed description about structured outputs and how it works and how to set up it. So basically we use it for getting some stable results. Let me find some schema. For example, this one. So we want to return name, username, and email as a response on our request. So our request could be, for example, please analyze some text and recognize name of the user, username. Also we have some additional pattern that we can specify, and also we want to recognize email and it should be formatted as email. Before, OpenAI didn't have such different formatting things to recognize different patterns, formats, and other JSON schema parameters that exist in the original JSON schema, but now they added them and we can use them as well. So the 3 or maybe 4 most important parts that you need to know about JSON schema. So every JSON schema should use one of these supported types, again because we have some original JSON schema. So we have some supported properties for string, for number, for array. For example, if we want to return only 4, I specify both minimal items and maximum items, and it will return us 4 items as a list in some formatted we make all fields required. It means that you need to have such string where you specify required key and then a list of properties that you specified within each object. Is that you need to specify additional properties equal false, again always for each object. Mostly need to know about required. And let's go back and see what we're gonna actually do. So we want to parse this resume. For example, we have some different resume into our Gmail every day, and we want to simply parse and get all this data about projects, education, summary, and so on. They come to us in different formats, and we want to simply for ourselves with a structure. What kind of format will be this key? We receive only this kind of format on our email. So let's see the whole workflow. So we email, then email with attachments, then we extract this email, then we specify JSON schema with the prompt, then we send it to OpenAI and use simple chat completion with OpenAI to analyze resume, and after that we parse response and send email. So let's go step by step. Simple Gmail trigger, nothing special. After that we retrieving data and you need it here, don't forget, download attachments. After that we simply extract document. We need to map name of attachment, because I specified here as attachment, that's why I have this prefix. Actually we can just delete it and it means that here we will have data 0. Let us quickly execute and see how it looks like. Not a data 0, but it's still attachment. Okay, but anyway, you see that we gathered some attachment. This is our CV. We then exported and parsed. Then we want to specify our JSON schema. Here we have some simple prompt where we ask AI agent to parse following resume and then ensure that all required fields are included, and then focus on correctly extracting all key details. Actually, all required data that we specify with JSON schema always will be there. Sometimes OpenAI can return you error because it won't be able to create such schema, but it always trying to follow it, and mostly it doesn't have any errors. Yeah, so from our JSON schema perspective, what we made, also actually you don't need to write it by yourself. OpenAI provide you simple tool here on this page, or you can go to the dashboard, and then in any assistant you can also just click assistant, for example open assistant, and here we have a response format JSON schema, and again you can generate it here or there, and you can specify like I want to return email, name and phone number, for example. Then it will be generated and it will provide you a ready to use JSON schema. Yeah, so you can already copy that and paste. Be aware that we're using only this part in our case, because everything else is specified already in HTTP request, but I will show it to you in a couple of minutes. So this is what I did. I just specified much more different keys like full name, email, phone number, summary, role, work experience, education, skills, and so on. So we have additional properties, everything in place. And after that you can see that, for example, full name is string, but also you can specify additional type within an array. OpenAI can find the full name on you now. JSON schema has a different way to make some required, but this is how they did it, and this is how it works here. So for role, for example, I wanted to specify string, but also you can provide enum values, and that OpenAI will strictly choose these and this way you can be sure that nothing additional will be added, and also you can use it usually for categorization, providing just a list of different options and providing a description of these options in the prompt. For work experience, we just use type array, and it means if there's more than one work experience, we will have multiple strings. The same works for skills, languages, links, and education. So after that, we set up this HTTP request. It's a post request, it's a completion method. We are not working with AI agents right now. In next video, I'll show you how to do that. And we use model, and here in JSON, we specify model, messages. So the main message is system prompt that also mapped from here. User message is mapped from previous node extract document PDF. Yes, you can see we mapped it here. And also you can see that we use JSON string method to make this JSON safe. To make this string safe for this JSON, And also we use encode URI because sometimes it may have different symbols, because like when PDF document parsed, it may have different complex symbols that may broke anything. So to do that, we use encode URI component. AI will understand everything of that, so it doesn't really matter for AI. And after that, we specify JSON schema. As you can see, it starts from here. We specify a response format. After that, we specify like JSON schema, name, description, strict, true, and schema itself that mapped from here. So as you can see, this is JSON. You can copy that, and also if you're not sure if everything works well, you can try to run it, and then, for example, I just tested it, run, and as you can see here, I can click on this button, and these expressions will be expanded to the full text. And after that, you can copy this full text, go to some JSON formatter, for example, and validate it that it's real JSON, everything works well, like click format beautify or validate, it will be valid JSON. If there will be any problems, you will see them and you'll be able to fix them here. So let's go back here, and at the end, we just need to parse response. So we receive a string, we need to use JSON parse to parse this data from here. And this way we will have JSON, As you can see, we have name, email, we have a role chosen from the list of options that I mentioned before. We have a multiple work experience as a separate strings. We have a multiple skills, again as an array. And at the last step, we need to simply combine all this data into one string. I just asked ChatGPT to create this JS inline expression to combine this text and just format it with HTML text. As you can see, we use email type HTML, and it will be recognized, like all text will be recognized, and our message will be looks like that. So after sending, we will receive this email with the role, experience, education, and so on. So it's a great way to stabilize your results. I use it in almost all cases because I don't want to receive text with unpredictable results. So I use it almost everywhere. So thank you for joining me today. Subscribe on the channel, join our community, and have a good day. Bye.